of us are operating, with the vast majority of us, suboptimal cognition. We could do better if we did those basic things, if we had better metabolic flexibility, which so many of us are losing in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. So much better, if we found, that our nocturnal, we had mild hypoxia and nocturnal SpO2 was decreasing. So that the beginning, the answer is yes, just about everyone would be better. Second piece, though, is you're kind of getting to what we have proposed, which is how does public, let's say that we decide, there's a cancer moonshot from President Biden, years ago when he was vice president. I've been surprised there hasn't been an Alzheimer's moonshot. It would be great. We can do so much better with Alzheimer's than we could just 5-10 years ago. So let's say that we set up an Alzheimer's moonshot. We said, look, we're going to make it so that as few people in the world develop Alzheimer's as possible. Well, we can't do $1 million workup on every single person. So what we're going to do is just what you suggested. Everybody is going to do the basics. And okay, when you turn, let's say 40, you turn 40, you could start at 35, but let's say, okay, you're going to start at 40. You're going to do the basic 7. You're going to make sure you do the right things. The vast majority of those people will never develop Alzheimer's, but a few of them will. Now, those people go to the next phase, and we catch them at the SCI phase. Now, they've taken that next. And by the way, you can now follow their GFAP will be available soon, but you can now follow their p-tau 181. I was fascinated by a woman who had a p-tau level when it was just becoming available, and actually tried to do some of our protocol and did pieces of it, not everything, but pieces. She went back and got it tested again, and it was lower. Fantastic. So she's going in there. It's showing the signaling is now moving. You're going in the right directions. So the idea would be that this would be a multi-tiered public health approach, just as we think of, with, vaccinations. But here, you don't have to have a jab. You just go and you do the appropriate things. Then what you do is once a year, you test your cognition. Most people are going to do great, but a few of those people are going to fall through the cracks. Something didn't go right. They had exposure to something. They had the wrong genetics. They had, they did the wrong things. They had undiagnosed sleep apnea, they had a leaky gut that they didn't know about, sensitivity to something, a chronic pathogen. Okay, they're going to fall through the cracks. Now, those people have a more extensive evaluation, more extensive treatment. Most of those now are going to be fine. A couple of those people will still go the next stage. So we want to still catch them. They're going to be continuing in their SCI. We catch them later. Now they have a more, and so the goal then is nobody, and I've been saying to people recently, Alzheimer's is now optional. If everybody were to get on appropriate prevention or earliest reversal, virtually nobody has to become demented. I mean, think about that for a minute. We're talking about dementia, which currently costs the U.S. over $300 billion a year. The average person spends his or her own money, $350,000, before dying of Alzheimer's. And of course, most of that is in nursing homes and nursing care and things like that. But spending much, much less than that, you can make sure that you never get it, and everybody should.